End of the year update. It's December 30th, 2021. And I just want to let you know what I'm doing. I got up early this morning, 4 o'clock, and by 4:20 I was using my Varrox vaporizers in my bee room there, vaporizing some colonies. I decided to go ahead and do all of them because I have found varroa mites in 2 colonies. But I'm out here. It's about 33 degrees. Colonies are clustered. It's not so warm that they're running around inside the hive. And I'll show you what I do here. I'll pause this here in a little while. What I'm doing is I'm taking my LED flashlight and I'm looking in here. If I can separate this hive and make it smaller, I do that. So right now, this hive here, first I look here, no bees on the sugar. Figure out, are they above? There's bees right there. Maybe they're back in there a ways. And they're down below. So maybe I don't have to take this one apart. But what I do is, first I look in there. Then I go up here. This is why you don't wrap a hive. That's the dumbest thing you want to do to a beehive during the winter. Colonies can handle the cold just fine if they stay large enough. And if they get small, wrapping your hive is not going to save them. Okay, so this colony here is fine. Okay, I'm going to cover this one back up. They're up in the super. There's lots of honey there. I check, make sure it's still heavy. I don't mess with that one. Here's one I downsized about a month ago when I had a chance. And I'm going to take another look at it here. I've already looked inside here, and I didn't see any bees up in the super. They're down below. So it's kind of hard to do this while I'm holding a phone, camera, whatever. And then I take my LED flashlight and I look down through here. If it works, these go through a lot of batteries. Okay, and look, see how big around the cluster is? They're about like this. They're more over on this side than they are over here, but they're not up in this medium. I'm gonna pause this and I'm gonna throw on these screens, one of these screens that I made up. Okay, and you can see that colony really well now with the screen on it. It's not as small as I thought it was, but I'm gonna go ahead. I'm not going to vaporize any colonies out here. It's going to be too cold. It's supposed to be in the 40s tomorrow, but I might do a few that are out here, but I don't have enough time to do all of them. I'll bring this in today, and then this weekend when it's cold, I'll vaporize it inside and get rid of any varroa mites in here. But anyway, that's basically what I do. Determine the size of the cluster. If it's small enough to downsize the hive, see my frame there is a little bit sprung. But when I put a strap around that, that will pull that back together. Downsize the hive as much as you can. I told my wife in October, I says, you know, I have 150 some colonies, and I know I'm going to end up with the end of the winter with all my colonies in the bee room. Hopefully I can fit them in there, because I know, as hard as I work, that my colonies are going to shrink during the winter. Just from old age and dying, and from chemicals the crop farmers use all summer long, and from a few varroa mites giving my bees varrosis. So anyway, I'm working on getting the small ones in, and let me pause this and I'll show you. When I take off the medium full of honey, I stack it on my deck. When I build something, I usually overbuild it. I never attached my deck to the house years ago. What I did was I put in concrete columns. My deck is setting on concrete columns. I could put several tons on this and it's not going to do anything to it. So I'm okay with stacking a little bit there. I don't have as many out here, but what I'm getting at is when I stack my beehives inside here, and each one's about 80, 90 pounds, I can go ahead, I can fill this room full of beehives. It's not going to hurt it structurally. And these are the ones that are stacked higher, the ones I did this morning. Varrox vaporized them with my, I've got 2 of these Varrox vaporizers. Keep one hot all the time, 3 minutes on, 3 minutes off. I'm using a battery charger. And here's the ones I just brought in today. I don't open a hive when I first move it around the first day. I let it set for a day, let them calm down, and then I can either vaporize them in this here, or I can go ahead, I can downsize them even further, and then wait another day and vaporize them. I'm not quite sure yet what I'm gonna do, but I've got a few days. It's not like an emergency thing. I need to do it right away. But anyway, I did the ones in the window today, vaporized them, and my smaller colonies are here next to the ones in the window. I did find a colony yesterday that didn't have a queen, so I combined that colony with another, so I'm down to 153 colonies. I don't sit around during the winter. I'm actually busier during the winter than I am during the summer because I'm trying to save my colonies, keep them from dying, and I also have to build stuff during the winter that I'm going to use during the summer. So you can't be lazy and be successful at beekeeping. I've got approximately 60 colonies outside yet and probably 90 inside there, and I probably have 120 or so in sometime in January and maybe 30 left outside. Well, it depends on the weather. A polar vortex is what I'm worried about. And these smaller colonies are new. I keep an eye on them. And when I run out of screens, I make more. And the colonies against the garage are the older ones most of them are from last year. So they do shrink during the winter. The queens get old and they didn't produce enough winter bees. Okay, thank you.